What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. I've got a good one. I've got a spicy one. It's actually two hearings in one video. So the first hearing's in front of Judge Clark. I did cover this about 2 weeks ago, and the defendant was back in court today. But I don't know how many of you saw the first one, so I put them together. If you've already seen the first one, just fast forward about halfway through the video. But this defendant ordered to show up in person, doesn't show up in person. Judge Clark gave him one last chance, and guess what? He doesn't show up in person today. Yeah. And then he starts throwing around his pro se nonsense. Oh, yeah, by the way, this is a pro se defendant, which is the second most interesting thing about this case. Yeah, the fact that he's playing games with the court is number one. He's a pro se defendant. That's number two. Yeah, I can't say anything more about this, so let's just watch it. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Mr. Cooper, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
All right, this State of Florida versus Stephen Allen Cooper, case number 19 CF 866. This is here today on an order setting hearing on a notice of expiration of speedy trial. The hearing indicated all parties would be appear in person. I've not waived anybody's presence. Mr. Cooper, I've received a text from my assistant that you've asked to waive your presence. I'm going to deny that. The last time we had court, you failed to appear, contacted my office and said you'd overslept. The state had asked for a continuance. I had placed the case on the trial docket for August. You filed an expiration of speedy trial. We set the hearing today. It's not within the time period, but based on the case law, it's what we had to do. But you're not present. What's the state's position?
No, I don't believe the filing filed by the defendant was proper. I believe the notice of expiration of speedy trial is properly filed after a demand for speedy trial. There wasn't a demand filed in this case because that starts the recapture period. And then the notice of expiration should be filed at the end of that recapture period if he hasn't been brought to trial. Additionally, as Your Honor just pointed out, Mr. Cooper failed to appear at his last court date. That's not the first time Mr. Cooper failed to appear. And we actually had this case set for trial once previously, and Mr. Cooper didn't show up for jury selection that morning. So I would ask that the court strike the filing.
Mr. Cooper?
Well, this is in regards to after the bond was submitted.
I want to hear your position on not being present this morning because I required your presence and you're not present. This is an adversarial hearing. It's your notice of expiration of speedy trial. I set the hearing.
Yes, Your Honor. I live in Ocala, and with less than 24 hours to be able to get there, there was just no way I could make it there in that limited amount of time.
It was based on your motion that was
But
filed.
Your Honor, that was on June 30, 31st or 30th.
I set the hearing and required that you be here. Also, you weren't present. You didn't even appear by Zoom at the last trial management.
I was on Zoom. I just had fallen asleep, but made it in time to be able to call.
Asleep, so when the case was called, you weren't available.
I was on Zoom, and I believe all it was to confirm that the trial was supposed to be set for August 4th.
But you were asleep and did not appear. Is that correct?
No, I was on Zoom.
But you were asleep and didn't appear at that hearing. Is that correct?
No, I was logged in on Zoom.
Well, you just said you were asleep.
Right, but that's why I had to call Ms. Nelson, and she confirmed that it was okay, and that I just needed to appear at the next one.
No, what was okay is I didn't issue it wasn't okay that you missed it. It was okay that I didn't issue a capias. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to, based on your failure to appear today, I'm going to strike the plea. Now, I would direct the state, you may want to file a response to this.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that what I would be what you might want to do?
Yes, Your
I'm
Honor.
going to leave it on the docket for August, the trial docket. And but I'm striking the plea today is for Mr. Cooper's failure to appear. I'm not going to waive his presence. I'm not going to waive your presence for the next court date either.
Your Honor, I would ask I understand the court's attention on the ruling, but before the court issues any potential written order on that, allow me tomorrow to file that response, so that at least the response is before the court, before you.
Right now, I'm just striking it before it's failure to appear.
Yes, Sean.
All right, anything else?
Yes, I just object to that because regardless, the expiration has taken place multiple times, and we're way beyond the 170 days.
Let me put on the record how many times you've missed court, and I've issued cases to get to that.
Respectfully, Your Honor, the speedy trial time has still commenced since
there
the bond was reinstated.
Listen, hush. On 10/27/19, notice of expiration of speedy trial, pro se. 11/7/19, demand for speedy trial by counsel, counter call and demand on 11/12/19, trial set for 12/2/19. 11/13/19, motion for discharge for lack of speedy trial, pro se. 12/2/19, defendant was in court. Ms. Grabner filed a 60-day demand. I set the
Which
trial
should have been
for jury
struck
trial
as invalid
Listen,
also.
don't interrupt me again. Set for jury trial 1/6/20. Set it for pretrial 12/17/19. The defendant did not appear, filed a pro se waiver of appearance. Defendant not present, filed a pro se written waiver of presence, even though represented by counsel. A capias was issued on 12/17/19 for defendant's failure to appear for trial management. On 1/31/20, certification of conflict, officer criminal conflict appointed. 7/14, waiver of right to counsel filed. 7/31/20, order dismissing pro se filings. 3/15/23, capias executed in Marion County. Defendant present and out of custody. 7/11/23, I allowed you to appear by Zoom. I would not accept any more pro se filings since you were represented by counsel. On 7/21/23, you were allowed to represent yourself. Fourth 9/24, capias issued for failure to appear for pretrial conference. Notice of expiration was filed for speedy trial 5/9/24. Hearing was set on 5/14/24. You were in jail in Marion County. 5/24/24, order denying motion for discharge. 5/26/24, capias was issued, executed. 5/28, it was first appearance before Judge Grammer. 5/28/24, order denying motion for discharge. Same as 5/24/24, no order. 5/31/24, renewed motion for discharge, expiration of speedy trial. That was denied on May 31st/24. 6/6/24, motion to discharge, denied 6/6/24. And on 5/5, you appear by Zoom, ask for state ask. Then on 5/5, you weren't present on the trial selection. You were in Ocala the day we were picking juries. On the 6/20 pretrial, you were not in the Zoom room. You say you were, but you were asleep. Now we're at today's expiration. So I'm striking for your failure to appear. I'll allow the state to respond. Already got court dates set for trial management, July 22nd at 1:30. We'll see you then, Mr. Cooper. That'll conclude today's hearing.
Sorry about that. That fade out. I'm using a new program. Oh, sorry. I'm using a new program. I didn't know that the fade out was going to be 10 seconds long. Anyways, that was the case that happened about 2 weeks ago. I know I just let it play through. I want to get through that as fast as possible. If you want to hear my commentary on the first one, I'll leave the description I'll leave the link in the description below so you can go watch my older video. Anyways, so this happened today. So he's ordered to be there in person today. They're getting ready to pick a jury trial, man. Or pick a jury for his trial. He's not there. He calls in by Zoom. And Judge Clark's on vacation, but I like her. She has the same attitude as Judge Clark. This is good. Let's go.
Even Cooper.
Yes, Your Honor.
State of Florida versus Stephen Cooper. Is what? He's on Zoom.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr.
Good
Cooper,
morning.
where are you?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
I'm in.
This is Judge Costello. I'm filling in.
Yes, ma'am. I sent I had an issue with my brakes. I was trying to change my brakes, but I sent a notice to Judge Clark. I don't know if you've received that.
Yes.
Okay. So that's where I'm at right now.
Mr. Sullivan, any
I'm
comments?
asking for a warrant to be issued. Mr. Cooper failed to appear on December 17th, 2019, April 9th, 2024, May 14th, 2024, November 22nd, 2024, January 24th, 2025. We were set for a jury selection on May 5th, 2025, and Mr. Cooper appeared via Zoom and then objected to a continuance even though he wasn't here to participate. He failed to appear again on June 20th, 2025. And then he was ordered to appear on July 8th, 2025, and he was ordered to appear in person and appeared via Zoom. Mr. Cooper has filed several notices of expiration of speedy trial. The state is on a clock to try this case. And every time he files these demands or these notices of expirations, when we're actually set for trial, Mr. Cooper fails to appear. He's playing games with Speedy and not appearing. So I'd ask that a warrant be issued.
Okay, Mr. Cooper.
Ding, ding, ding. That's exactly what he's doing. I mean, this case is 6 years old. They said 2019, and he's filing it's a dismissal because my speedy rights were violated. Yeah, man, it's 6 years old. All of those failure to appears. That's on you, man.
Do you have any comments?
Yes, ma'am. I would totally object to all of that, and none of that is true at all. And if I, yes, ma'am. I don't have it in front of me like they do as far as a date by date, but I'd be happy to respond each date like that. This was out of my hands essentially, mainly because of the break unforeseenness. I was intended to be there and ready to do it, but in this whole time, I've never had a continuation put like on me. I've never requested a continuation since this case has been here. I think the state has had 3 of them. The last time I attempted to contact the state after Mr. White was recently placed on this case to just inquire whether or not it was going to go to trial. I made 3 attempts to contact him. No call was returned to me, so I didn't know what I was supposed to do. So I appeared on Zoom. So I do have an appeal going that I filed last Friday. If anything, I think a stay would be appropriate. Or at a minimum, a continuation that would be the first one attributed to me that would postpone speedy trial, I think.
Okay. Anything further, Mr. Sullivan?
No, yes, I would also ask that the court specifically make the finding that Mr. Cooper is unavailable for the speedy trial issues because, again, we are on the clock, but because the defendant's unavailable, that changes things. So I would ask that the court specifically make that finding as well.
Okay. Well, number one, I do find that he's unavailable. I think in your note you said that you were aware that the brakes had trouble and you ordered new brake pads from Amazon, but they didn't fit, and you couldn't put your old ones back on because they didn't work very well. But
not that they don't work very well. Not that they don't work very well. They have to be replaced. My brakes had to be replaced. I was replacing my brakes yesterday and prepared of going there. And even though they are for that specific model, unbeknownst to me, I really don't know why. I have to figure that out, which ones are correct. And I tried to provide proof of that. So it was, totally out of my hands.
Well, no, sir, it wasn't. You could have done this a lot earlier. Number two, I'm aware there's a bus that rides between Orlando and Panama City. There's also rental cars. There are also airplanes. You can hitchhike. I don't care. You needed to be here. You were told by Judge Clark to be here in person. You failed to.
Absolutely. You're not telling your boss, hey, I'm sorry, I can't make it to work today. My brake pads went out and I had to replace them. Yeah, this isn't your boss. This is the court. You should have been doing this a lot sooner than yesterday if that was your way to get to court. Just saying.
Here. Therefore, I'm issuing a capias for your arrest, ordering that you be held without bond and that this continuance be charged against you. You can bring it up with Judge Clark when he's back as to whether there should be a bond set. But as of now, you'll be held without bond. So do we have your address, or will you turn yourself in?
Well, I'd like to file a habeas corpus and finalize my appeal.
You can file whatever you wish, sir. But as of now, I'm ordering that a KPS be issued for your arrest, and that you be held until such time as you can be brought in person without you having to worry about your breaks, because we'll bring you from the jail.
Well, then I can.
So that's it.
Can I schedule a time to be there in Panama City where we can do the trial when I get there? Then.
No, sir. Not until you appear. Not until you're in custody, and you're brought in person before Judge Clark.
Right. I will bring myself.
But no, I'm not giving you a date because your word is not good.
No, this
your
was
word
totally
is not good.
Unforeseen, ma'am. There was nothing I could do about it.
Well, that's my ruling. Okay, that's it. Street the bond, if there is one, and order him held without. Okay, and hopefully you won't avoid. We're going to be looking for you forever till we catch you.
No, yeah, I want to deal with this. I want this to be addressed. This is
fine, sir. And you should have been here. We can't have a trial over Zoom.
No, and I'm totally aware of that, but I have had not one continuation put on me. This would be the very first continuation that I request. The very first continuation.
I understand.
The state has
that's
3
my
of
ruling.
them.
I have already ruled, and we're going to turn you off. But we're going to look for you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Good luck. That's it.
That's my line. That's it. That's all I got. Yeah, this is what happens when you fuck around and find out. Jeez. Yeah. I love that he's sitting there whining. No, like, you're gonna have to go to jail now. And you're gonna be in jail until your jury trial. That's what just happened because of your actions, or I guess inactions. For someone who wants to fight so hard as a pro se to just not care about the court procedure blows my mind. Blows my mind. Anyways, I don't know when we're gonna see him. Something tells me he's gonna turn himself in. I think he's going to. He's going to turn himself in hopes that he can still have his August trial date, which I think was supposed to. Today was the day that they were supposed to finalize all their motions and start picking juries. The docket title on this was jury selection. So, yeah, he might get kicked back a month. So if he turns himself in today, he might be in jail for a month. Who knows? I don't know. It's Florida. I don't pretend to understand what's going on, what goes on in Florida. That's a whole nother country to me. All right, that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please hit that like button if you did. Until next time, bye.
Can we turn that off? Okay, thanks. All right, then, who's next?